Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'll be going over the final part, Act 3 of my pitch for the MCU's Young Avengers project. This has been a really fun series to make, and I really hope a movie or some kind of project will be made for the Young Avengers that sort of resembles this. But with that being said, let's get right into Act 3. America, Billy, and Teddy arrive in the void. There is really just a grassland, nothing too special. Billy and Teddy hold hands. America says to be careful because the TVA dump all their criminals here. Suddenly they hear a noise. A person at superhuman speed, almost like a gust of wind, knocks Billy over. America turns around to see Kid Loki holding a green knife to her throat. Teddy shoots out a large growl and tells them to leave them alone. Kid Loki chuckles and makes his knife disappear. He says that it's unusual for people to come here, since the TVA stopped pruning. As Kid Loki talks to Teddy and America, the camera pans over to the boy above Billy. Billy opens his eyes. The boy looks a lot like Billy. Tommy? The two boys hug. America looks over. She smiles, because he's finally found his twin. They could be the family like Wanda wanted. Billy asks what happened to him. He says that when their mom destroyed Westview, his soul traveled to another universe and took over a teen named Tommy Shepard. The TVA pruned him for being an aberration to that universe. Billy hugs him and says he's glad to have him back. He says that he and Kid Loki have a base a few blocks away. They can go there for now. Back on the Kree ship, Yonrog crawls back through the star-shaped hole and tells Bronchar to go to New Asgard. The Skrulls need to be destroyed once and for all. In New Asgard, Kamala, Kate, and Cassie are tied up in a dungeon. Kate apologizes to the girls. She says that her bad leadership got them there, and now she'll probably be killed along with her friends. She doesn't know why Kamala approached her to be on the team. All she can do is shoot a stick of wood. Kamala smiles. She tells her friend that she picked her because she could make tough calls. She had her mother arrested on Christmas because it was the right thing to do. She jumped into ongoing traffic to save a dog. Kate is a leader. They all attempt to do a group hug, but the shackles are restrictive. Back in the void, Tommy talks about how their mum went through 9 months of pregnancy in one day, which the whole group laughs at except Kid Loki. America asks him what his damage is, and he says that he misses Asgard. His home is not in the void. She tells him that she misses her home universe as well, but she's found a new home on 616 with Strange and Wong. Suddenly, Billy gets a headache. He hears the voices of Kamala, Cassie, and Kate, and sees them tied up. He tells the group that their friends are in trouble. He asks America to open a portal, and just him and her will go help, but the other 3 want to help too. He says that it's too dangerous, but they're all fine with it. He pulls Teddy and Tommy aside. He says that he can't lose them again. They say that means they just have to win. Billy gives Teddy a big kiss before agreeing that they all can go. America punches a big portal and all 5 go through. Kate, Kamala, and Cassie sit in their cell when suddenly someone stabs a sword through the door. They think their executioner has come, but it's Valkyrie and Gaia. They quickly cut their shackles and say that they have to move very quickly. That's when George comes in. He tells Valkyrie that he's so disappointed in her. He thought that the Skrulls had built up a good relationship with the Asgardians. Valkyrie responds by saying that she let them into their home, and all they have done is cause violence. She's not going to help them murder innocent people. Gaia tells him that he's a disgrace to Skrulls. He gets out his gun and is about to shoot Valkyrie when Tommy comes through the portal and catches the bullets at high speed. Teddy jumps at George and knocks him to the floor. America yells for them all to get out of there. America, Kamala, Cassie, Kate, Kid Loki, Tommy, Valkyrie, and Gaia make their way out to the town center, where they are doing a play of Thor: Love and Thunder, just like they did a play of Ragnarok in Love and Thunder, and they did one of Dark World in Ragnarok. It's a scene where 2 Thors fight Gore, but the play is interrupted by a Kree missile. It shoots down and explodes onto the stage. It also knocks back several of the young heroes. Yon-Rogg, Broncha, and Atlas beam down, guns blazing. Kamala jumps up and protects some innocent Skrulls with a hard light force field, while Cassie sizes down and up onto Broncha. He tries to hit her off, but fails. She sizes up and knocks him to the ground, leaving room for America to come in and punch a portal, sending him to the Paint Universe. Gaia flies up and tries to attack the Kree ship, whilst Valkyrie and Kate do some hand-to-hand combat against Atlas and Yon-Rogg. Kid Loki distracts some Skrulls by making multiple versions of himself, allowing for Tommy to swoop in and knock them to the floor. Billy and Teddy tag team on George. They're quite successful, being able to protect each other with Teddy's strength and Billy's force fields. George manages to knock Teddy back and pin Billy to the floor. Just as he's about to finish him off, Teddy sprouts green wings and flies at him, breaking a hole through the building. Pieces of the Kree ship begin to crash down, but Cassie and Kamala stop them with their high and hard light. Gaia flies down to meet them. Things have gotten a lot worse. The large group of teens as well as Valkyrie and Gaia are trapped in the middle of two sides, the Kree and the Skrulls. As both sides are about to fire, Kamala puts up a large hard light dome. They begin to brainstorm. Kate suggests that Gaia, Cassie, Kid Loki, and Tommy distract the Skrulls, whilst Valkyrie, Kamala, and America distract the Kree. The rest's mission is to protect Teddy. They head off in an awe-inspiring one-shot action sequence, similar to the one from Daredevil. Kate, Billy, and Teddy make their way through the fighting. They individually assist the heroes, distracting the warring empires, with suspicious moments being the trio being caught in Tommy's whirlwind, Billy protecting them from Cassie's giant stomp, and Kate firing multiple arrows quickly when they are caught in the middle of a circle. Just as they think they've made it safely away from the commotion, a bullet goes through Teddy. Billy screams as his boyfriend falls to the floor. Kamala looks back in shock. America punches Yon-Rogg away and opens a portal over to where Teddy's dying body lies. Both sides have freezed and gone silent. Kamala, America, Cassie, Kid Loki, and Tommy head over to Teddy and start to cry. America hugs Billy. George shouts out in triumph that he has won. He has ended the royal bloodline, which now means he is the Skrull Emperor. Kate stands up. She yells and chuckles. She begins her monologue. Can you see what your war has done? All the lives lost over the years, and for what? So you could win an imaginary prize? So you could rule over another species? Teddy wasn't born out of a war crime. He was born out of love. Anel and Marvel came from two warring empires and still managed to create a beautiful life. A life you destroyed. We may be young, but at least we can realize that is messed up. Yon-Rogg makes eye contact with George. They both nod in agreement. Both of them tell their troops to lower their weapons. The war is over. Gaia picks Valkyrie up from the ground. The young heroes have a group hug over Teddy's lifeless body. Billy puts his hand on his forehead. He says, I still feel you, just like Wanda said about Vision. He gives him a passionate kiss. Suddenly, Teddy's eyes open. They kiss even more passionately before stopping, so Teddy can give everybody else a hug. Kid Loki asks how this could have happened, and Cassie says that it was what Kate talked about in her speech, love. Seeing that Teddy is all alive and well, George pulls his gun up. The team turns around and gets ready to fire, forming a circle, mirroring the one from the first Avengers. Kamala tells George that it's over, but he says it's not over until he ends the bloodline once and for all. He shoots his gun at them, but all the bullets are blocked by Cassie sizing Teddy down, Tommy catching them with his speed, Kamala blocking them with hard light, and Billy's blue magic force fields. George presses down on the trigger, but he's run out of bullets. That's when Kate gets the last of her arrows. She puts it in her bow and fires. She misses George entirely, which makes him laugh and call her pathetic. A large smirk comes across all of their faces. He begins to walk away, but suddenly the arrow explodes, sending him flying towards the group. They corner him just like the Avengers corner Loki in the first Avengers. Cassie tells America to do her thing, and so she punches a hole into the universe that turns her and Strange into blocks. Teddy Hulk smashes him into it, finishing off their threat. They all high-five and hug. In the aftermath of the fight, Kamala talks to Yon-Rogg as he prepares to leave New Asgard. He tells her that the war has gone on far too long and that the logic was always flawed. He tells Kamala that she reminds him a lot of Carol, and she says that she learned from the best. She tells him that Carol said she really liked him before he went full villain. Yon-Rogg chuckles. He tells Kamala that maybe one day him and Carol will reunite. His eyes are drawn to Kamala's bangle. He begins to ask if it's a quantum band, but she stops him and says goodbye, practically shoving him onto a ship. He laughs a bit, but is suddenly shocked by a star-shaped portal that opens. A pile of paint pours out of it, which turns out to be Bronchar. Yon-Rogg tells him to clean up. They've got an empire to fix. A new chair is added to the Asgardian throne room. A green one. Valkyrie announces that the rightful Skrull Emperor has finally been found after many years. She tells the audience to give a warm welcome to Emperor Doric. He comes out and waves awkwardly. Billy gives him a thumbs up to show his support. Valkyrie gives him the mic. He says that he hopes to be a ruler that can stray from the conflict the Skrulls have had over the past 30 years. He says that he is excited to announce that they have found a home for the Skrulls, the Void. It is a beautiful place outside of space and time that with a few renovations could become the new Skrullos. Everybody gives him a round of applause. At the after-party of Teddy's coronation, America and Kid Loki talk. America asks him if he's going to go back to the Void with the Skrulls, but he says he rather likes 616. He'd like to meet this version of Thor. America says she's happy for him. Kid Loki misinterprets this as romantic feelings and attempts to kiss her, but she tells him that she's into girls. Slightly disappointed, Kid Loki says that Lokis don't really have luck with love. America says there's still time. Elsewhere, the two Maximoff twins talk about next steps. Billy says that there's a version of Vision somewhere out there. Maybe they should go find him. They are quickly joined by Kate, Kamala, Cassie, America, Kid Loki, and Teddy, who suggest a toast to the ending of a war and the formation of a new group. They all toast with apple juice. Suddenly, a beam shoots down outside. The young heroes investigate and see that it's Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, and Hawkeye. They're back from Aladna and have heard about their triumph. Carol is very impressed that they were able to end a war that's been going on for 30 years. Hawkeye then says that as a group, the Avengers have decided to run a training program. All the young heroes are invited to the Avengers base, where they can undergo training from the current Avengers and will be assigned missions. This makes Kamala squeal. Kamala, Kate, Cassie, America, Billy, Tommy, Teddy, and Kid Loki are doing a training exercise against an Ultron robot. Just as they're about to take it down, the doorbell rings and the cyborg deactivates. Kamala rushes to the door because she knows who it is. She opens it up to see Bruno. She asks how MIT was and he says good. He says he brought along a friend and maybe a new teammate. He gets out of the way and an Iron Man-like suit flies in. It lands next to Cassie and opens up its helmet, revealing a college-aged girl. Hey, I'm Riri. They all stand there, jaws open. My boyfriend Bruno told me you were looking for young heroes. I recently stopped a magical criminal and aided in a war between Wakanda and an underwater kingdom, so I think I could be of use to your team. Young Avengers, right? Kate looks over to Kamala. It's catching on! Title card and credits. Now we have the mid-credits scene. Billy kisses Teddy goodnight before going into his apartment. He lays in bed and suddenly gets flashes of the events of WandaVision. This gives him a fright. He makes his blue force fields up and tries to see if anybody is there. He determines it's fine, so he lays back down and closes his eyes. When he does, he sees his mother calling his name. Wanda is screaming, saying for Billy to save her. It's not too late. He awakes scared. He immediately picks up his phone and calls his brother. Tommy, I think Mum's alive. Post-credit scene. Cassie Lang is working on a suit while texting Tommy, who is flirting with her. She blushes at his sweet compliments but drops her phone when a portal opens, revealing Iron Lad. He drops down his helmet to show an African-American teen that Cassie recognizes. Kang? She puts in her suit and fires a blast, setting up Kang Dynasty or Young Avengers 2 or I don't really know what, but just the whole Iron Lad Kang storyline. And that concludes my Young Avengers pitch. I've really loved making this series for you guys. I really hope you have enjoyed the story and world I've created. I truly tried my best to do justice to this fan-favorite team, as well as continue on plotlines from the already existing MCU, such as the Kree-Skrull War, which I ended here. Once again, I just really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!